Welcome back to the brand new Friends Arena in Stockholm, where there's a bit of horse action on the pitch. Unusual, always nice to see a kind of a medieval flavour to the build-up of Sweden versus England here. Steven Gerrard with even more pride than usual, leading out England here in Stockholm, winning his 100th cap tonight. Make no apologies for mentioning that again, and congratulations to him. A magnificent achievement. Familiar faces for Sweden, particularly to fans of Fulham, West Brom, Blackburn and Sunderland. Various ceremonials going on at the moment. It's all in Swedish, so no disrespect to our Swedish viewers, but another quick chance to hear from the lads here. I know from a couple of the Swedish players that I know are saying they're really up for it. They desperately want to win this national stadium opening and so on.
Well, it's a big night for them. You can feel that in the atmosphere, and I'm sure any game against England's big for any team, and I think certainly opening this stadium, I think they opened the first stadium in 1937. England won 4-0 then. Will they win 4-0 tonight? I don't think so. I think it'd be a tough game for them.
But last time out, the Swedes had a hell of a game, Roy.
Yeah, well, again, they have that mentality. They'll always have a go, even in friendly matches. They're on the back of a great result going to Germany. So England will be in for a tough game tonight, particularly the defenders with a lot of balls in the box, and they'll be very direct.
Just to be clear, they're 4-0 down against Germany. Germany rampant, and somehow got a 4-all out of it.
Fantastic. Shows, again, the mentality of the Swedish and a lot of the Scandinavian teams. They never give up, and again, it'll be a tough night for England.
Just to concentrate English minds, Montenegro have won tonight 3-0. They've gone top of the group. Let's have the national anthems now. And very sweet of the Swedes, I must say, to give us the second verse of our national anthem. On behalf of the English nation, I thank them. If you knew the words to that, truly, you are a patriot. England's young team need to be on their full mettle tonight. Sweden want to win here on the opening of their new stadium. We'll get the kick-off very shortly. We're at the brand new Friends Stadium in Stockholm for what promises to be a very tricky test for Roy Hodgson's youthful England lineup. Sweden were beaten by England this summer in Ukraine, but tonight in their brand new stadium, they look likely to pose a greater threat. Let's join Andy Townsend and Clive Tilsley.
The final act of the pre-match build-up is a ceremonial kick-off acted out by the Swedish captain Zlatan Ibrahimovic and the youth player symbolising the future of the game here. Sweden name 8 of the team that finished last month's epic World Cup qualifier in Germany, where they came from 4-0 down to force a draw. They're as close to full strength as possible. 3 new caps in an England team with an average age of just 25. Raheem Sterling becomes only the 3rd 17-year-old to play for England in the modern era. Leon Osman at 31, the 3rd oldest debutant of the last 50 years. Stephen Corker is the other newcomer. England, the guests of honour at a housewarming party. The Friends Arena will be nice when it's finished. It's state-of-the-art inside, although the pitch was only laid 5 days ago and looks like it'll cut up. It's state of construction outside, still 1 or 2 flat packs to open. The infrastructure some way off completion. But a little over half the size of Wembley and a little under a third of the cost. It is the 2nd largest indoor stadium in Europe, and it is indoor tonight. No sense of a chill Swedish night or the roof closed. Temperatures expected to reach 20 degrees inside, and it's half that outside. Steven Gerrard made his England debut amid such luminaries as David Beckham, Paul Scholes, Alan Shearer, Tony Adams, and yes, Gareth Southgate. His 100th appearance for his country comes 12 years and 168 days on in a team in which 9 of them haven't got 100 caps between them. Glenn Johnson's the only other player in the starting 11 with more than 30 caps. Well, the arena was officially opened in August. Roxette topping the bill. Tonight that honour goes to England. Coming soon, Eddie Izzard, One Direction, Iron Maiden, and next week, for 3 nights only, Swedish House Mafia. It is, I think it's fair to say, a multi-purpose facility. An opportunity for 1 or 2 England players to further their claims to a place in a future, which will see a friendly match against Brazil in February before the next 2 qualifiers in March away to San Marino and to Montenegro, who have beaten San Marino 3-0 this evening and now top England's group by 2 points. Well, the christening of a new national stadium for Sweden. England glad to see the back of the old one. They haven't beaten Sweden in Stockholm since 1937. Andy Townsend alongside me. You never know quite what to expect from a friendly. What's the vibe you get about the pitch of tonight's game?
Oh, certainly, Clive. I think this is a proper test, a proper game. Some of those friendlies, you're quite right, over the years we've seen, not only for England, I've played in many friendlies in my Ireland days where don't always seem to feel like you're getting a lot out of it. I think it's the sort of occasion tonight where England players, particularly the debutants, will learn a lot, and I think even the senior players will realise they're against a very strong-looking Swedish team here, so it's a proper game.
Here is Sweden's captain, an iconic frontman, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, tossed forward towards Mattias Renegi, and a bit of a misunderstanding between Gary Cahill and Joe Hart, but Cahill didn't stand on ceremony and took charge of the situation.
Yep, made the right decision. I think Joe Hart was a little slow, actually, coming out there. Gary Cahill, not sure if the goalkeeper's going to grab it, dealt with it. Absolutely right.
It was England that were invited to officially open the soon-to-be-demolished Rasunda Stadium nearby back in 1937. They won 4-0 that day. And they failed to win in 7 subsequent visits. That last victory on Swedish soil in 1965 was in Gothenburg. We have to go back to the 30s for the last time England won in the Swedish capital. It was a bruising introduction to international football for Raheem Sterling.
Yeah, he just falls there, doesn't he? I don't know if he just catches the knee of Martin Olsson on his hip, on his side there. Just slipped as he was turning away.
This is a worry for Roy Hodgson, just as it will be for Brendan Rodgers, who has already come to rely considerably on Sterling's presence in the Liverpool team. He's not 18 until next month, remember. Gerrard picking out Welbeck with the free kick. Here's Glenn Johnson. Sterling has a familiar figure partnering him on this right-hand side, his club mate. Leon Osman just tried to touch it on. This is Shellstrom, and Gerrard getting to him. Sterling on the right, Young on the left. Renegi. Nikolic bursting forward. Gerrard inviting Baines to get forward. You can see one or two divots already. Just from the players' movement across the top of this surface, which, just to repeat, was laid less than a week ago. Cleverly, Welbeck. Tackled by Grunfist. Cahill to Johnson. England actually went 43 years or more without beating Sweden anywhere. But 2 meetings in the last year. They produced 2 England wins, the last in Kiev during the European Championships in June. Surely the most entertaining and exciting fixture we've seen between the two for years. Cleverly linking with Welbeck. And handball given against Danny Welbeck. It did rather rear up at him.
It did. It just sat up a little bit, didn't it, off the surface? Yeah. The Swedish team, solid back four, Clive. They've got Shellstrom and Rasmus Elm. Here we see again, it's not the best of clearances from Jonas Olsson.
There's nothing deliberate about it.
Not at all. Yep, solid back four, 2 sitting, 2 wide. They've always produced good, pacey players in the wide areas. Sweden, of course, Ibrahimovic off Renegi.
Grunfist asking a bit of his goalkeeper there. He's now giving Andreas Grunfist a piece of his mind. Andreas Isaksson winning cap number 102 this evening. He was keeping Joe Hart out of the Manchester City team 5 years ago. Sterling's opponent is Blackburn Rovers' Martin Olsson. And it's the England man who's been penalised there. Elm. Jonas Olsson of West Bromwich Albion. Four of the Swedish team earn their livings in England. None here in Sweden, strangely enough. We've got Johan Elmander and Oli Toivonen injured for the moment. There is their coach Erik Hamren, but other than their absence, he's gone as strong as he possibly can for this game. There's a clear push there by Seb Larsson of Sunderland.
Yeah, no need there for Seb Larsson to foul Leighton Baines. 1 or 2 dodgy bounces already, Clive. Expected, I suppose, when you consider the surface has only gone down a few days ago.
Johnson. Cleverly. Welbeck. Now Baines. England just getting a feel for the surface. Young. Bundled over by Lustig, although a throw-in has been given. Mikael Lustig, who was the right-back in Celtic's wonderful win over Barcelona last week. Cahill's header. Shellstrom skillfully into the path of Ibrahimovic. Straight down the throat of Joe Hart. Gerrard trying to set Sterling on his way.
Well, it was scruffy, scrappy sort of start to the game. Neither team really knocking it about with any purpose so far. Very early, of course, but Hope it improves.
Welbeck winning the ball momentarily and then being pulled back by Grandqvist. It's like Tom Cleverley will be invited to provide the main support to Welbeck down the centre, with Gerrard and Osman sitting tight. Johnson. Osman. Welbeck. This is Leon Osman. It's a smart save by Andreas Isaksson, and Leon Osman settling into international football quickly.
Yeah, little 1-2 there with Danny Welbeck. Never really caught the shot, did he, Leon Osman? But I'm pleased to see him playing for England. He deserves his cap. I think he's a vastly underrated player. Certainly whenever I've watched him at Everton, I think he's been a really, really good player in David Moyes' side, and deserves his opportunity tonight.
The two players who've been capped at an older age in recent times. Kevin Davies only ever played once for England. Steve Bold only ever played twice. So it's probably now or never for Leon Osman to make his mark if he's to figure in the qualifying campaign. Turned 31 in May. Martin Olsen. It's Matthias Ranegi. Now Rasmus Elm. Lustig just brought it under control and then slipped young. Slipped in by Ibrahimovic. Defending by Leighton Baines.
And they had the one in the box. Ranegi was the only one really in there. Kacaniklic was trying to make up a bit of room towards the back post, but well blocked Leighton Baines.
Ibrahimovic. Ranegi. Led by Baines. Grandqvist in front of Welbeck. Lustig. Ibrahimovic. Larsen. Ball was out of play. The officials tonight are from Norway. Zlatan Ibrahimovic playing his club football now for Paris Saint-Germain. 12 goals in 14 games so far. But he is currently in the midst of a 2-game suspension for a red card high challenge on the Saint-Etienne goalkeeper earlier in the month. Where do you stand on Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Andy?
You know, we haven't always seen the best of him against English teams in the Champions League, and in some respects that's been a bit of a disappointment. But look, he's a highly decorated player, Clive. What did he win? Eight domestic titles on the bounce?
Certainly finished top of his team finished top of the league.
Yeah. You know, when you've won the amount he has and the amount of moves he's had and for the money that he's gone for, look, he's an extremely talented player.
Ajax, Juventus, Inter Milan, Barcelona, Milan. Now Paris Saint-Germain. Leon Osman to Glenn Johnson. Stephen Corker. Look at the flip of the bounce there as it hits the divot. It's a poor surface. Corker unable to link up with Young. Lustig.
Dear. Passing is really sloppy. I can only assume it's having to watch it and trying to trust the bounce so much. It's having a big effect at the moment on the way players are dealing with the ball.
21st Century Stadium, England's second game in a row under a roof and second game in a row on a terrible surface. Cleverley. Johnson. Cleverley. Found a way out to Raheem Sterling. Headed away by Lustig. It's a tempting cross.
It was a good cross, Clive. It deserved Ashley Young trying to get on the back of that.
Sterling again. Stopped by Elm. Just couldn't quite reach that, but it found its way to Grandqvist, and now Shellstrom. Just behind Larsen. Young. Welbeck trying to help it on. Grandquist, who actually played at right back against England in the summer, playing at centre back, but out on that side. Here's the England right back, Glenn Johnson. Sterling. A bit too strong. Ibrahimovic. On goes Kacaniklic. This is Rudnagi. And Gerrard comes between he and his captain. Osman to Cleverley. Welbeck to Sterling. Now Gerrard. Young has called for that. Ashley Young's offside.
Good run, Ashley Young. Yep, well spotted as well by Steven Gerrard. He salutes the pass. It's the right order. It's a good decision. He is a yard offside.
Recently back from injury, Ashley Young. He was actually subbed by Manchester United at half-time at Aston Villa last weekend, but it was only his third game back after a couple of months out. Welbeck will watch that, but Grandquist too, and that's a cheap corner.
Very cheap corner. He's got plenty of time in the way. He'd like to think he'd be getting a shout there off of Jonas Olsson or the goalkeeper. Unnecessary to concede a corner like that.
Blaming the lights.
Yeah, get that. It's just a bad decision, bad play.
England fans down at this end. Also down at this end now, Gary Cahill and Stephen Corker. Gerrard takes. It's towards Cahill. It's flicked away by Jonas Olsson.
He's very much one you have to keep an eye on, isn't he, Gary Cahill? When he goes forward, he has a genuine effect when he's in the opposing 18-yard area. Likes to attack the ball. We've seen her knock a few in for Chelsea already.
Scored against both Tottenham and Manchester United in the last month. Came off Lustig for Young. Welbeck, Young. Welbeck tumbled. There's another one who's been on the fringes of Manchester United's plans in the last month or so. 3 of tonight's starting 11 didn't start for their clubs at the weekend. It's a recurring problem for Roy Hodgson.
Difficult for Danny Welbeck as well, because Javier Hernandez at the moment is electric. He's absolutely on fire with Van Persie and Rooney. It's difficult, but he's always done well when he's had an opportunity in an England shirt.
Gerrard in towards Cahill. Oh, he only needed a touch, and he didn't quite get a touch.
Anything on that, Clive, and it's in the net. You saw the reaction from Isaacson. He was panicking that Cahill might make a contact. In the end, it just flips up and hits him. Good chance. Great shape again on the free kick from Gerrard.
Awkward bounce that for Corker. And seemed to climb a little. Lustig winning it back, but then losing out to Young. Tackles by Shellstrom. Lustig to Ibrahimovic. Even he is struggling to pass the ball accurately. Kacaniklic. Now Shellstrom. He can strike them with that left foot. And flies by a post, which I think Joe Hart had covered.
Yep. He had runners going beyond him there, Kim Shellstrom, but nothing further in his mind to try and see if he can make Joe Hart into it, force him into a save.
He's left out of the starting lineup in Berlin for that qualifier against Germany last month, but came on at half-time with his team 3-0 down. And the fact they drew 4-4 will tell you something about Shellstrom's influence in the second half of that game. Extraordinary match, 4-0 down with 35 minutes to go against Germany in Berlin. Drew 4-4 with a goal from tonight's number 6, Rasmus Elm, in the 93rd minute. And you could have seen the look on Joachim Löw's face. Here is Elm. Grunqvist. Larson. Ibrahimovic. It's beyond Renegi. Osman stole it back. Cahill and Colker almost too close together. There's a rather strange atmosphere inside this effectively indoor stadium. I was talking to Roy Hodgson earlier in the day, and he was recalling a match that Switzerland played at the '94 World Cup in Detroit under a roof, and all he could smell all night were hot dogs. It's a very close atmosphere, and what is outside, a very fresh Scandinavian night. Sterling to Baines. Welbeck is clipped by Grunqvist. Did speak to the Swedish officials as to why the roof is closed, and it's really an experiment as much as anything. They have this facility now. Obviously the winters are harsh here, and they just want the players to experience playing under a roof and see if they like it or not. And they'll get the feedback from the players, and when Argentina come here for a friendly in February, they'll note all that. So England are guinea pigs in a way. Young. Johnson to Sterling. Martin Olsen's getting to him very quickly. Here's Mateusz Renegi, and he's got Martin Olsen overlapping to his left. Ibrahimovic waits in the centre. Olsen, Ibrahimovic, another chance, 1-0. Something fitting about the fact that the first goal in the new National Stadium is scored by Sweden's talismanic striker, Zlatan Ibrahimovic. England gave him a second chance.
You know, Glenn Johnson had possession. He knocked the ball into Raheem Sterling and then seemed to run beyond him a little bit. Steven Gerrard also a little bit further forward. Once they get the chance to counter, then they're running straight at the central defenders. It's a good run from Martin Olsen outside Renegi. Now he's just got to find the right pass. Good run from Ibrahimovic. Gets a little bit of good fortune, but that's a really smart finish. It's just a stab, a toe poke, right into the roof of the net.
Making his 85th appearance for his country tonight. That is Zlatan Ibrahimovic's 36th international goal. He's only one behind Henrik Larsson now on the all-time lists, in 4th place overall. Hasn't scored many goals against English teams down the years. Remember a cracker at the Emirates for Barcelona a couple of years back. He's fired a lot of blanks, not that time. It's not his first goal against England either.
You know, for 5 minutes prior to the goal, England just had enjoyed a decent bit of possession without really getting Welbeck and cleverly involved in decent forward positions. It's a bit too easy, far too easy and unnecessary really, how Sweden countered. Left himself wide open, England down their right-hand side, and they were punished.
One or two mean Movember attempts by England players. Leighton Baines looking particularly dodgy. But dodgy in a good cause. Ibrahimovic. Larson. This is Lustig. It's towards Renegi. It's in a good area there between defenders and goalkeeper.
It's a good ball. It's a dangerous ball, that is, for Mikael Lustig. Good run from him as well. Can't always pick people out. Sometimes you just have to fire it into areas and expect people to get on the end of it. Nothing wrong with that delivery.
Goal by the man voted Swedish Footballer of the Year for each of the last 5 years. And after 20 minutes, as England have to come from behind, they're there to preserve what is still officially an unbeaten record for Roy Hodgson. Osman to his clubmate Baines. Now Welbeck to his clubmate Cleverley. And Gerrard to his clubmate Johnson. Two little combinations, 3 from Liverpool, 3 from Manchester United, 2 from Everton. Cleverley. He's not got enough whip on it to reach anybody.
No, it's nothing delivery, that one from Tom Cleverley. England already have had plenty of comfortable possession, haven't they, just over the halfway line with Gerrard, with Osman and co, but yet to really penetrate the Swedish team in any real fashion.
Gerrard just about managed to waft that into the path of Cahill. Baines looking down the channel for Welbeck, finding only the head of Grundqvist. This is Rasmus Elm. Want to slip it through to Renegi. Very tall, the Ibrahimovic's partner tonight, Matthias Renegi.
Good finish, wasn't it? Just gets a bit of good fortune. Just bounces back, but the finish from there is the clever one, and the finish of an assured striker, very confident as well. Didn't need to engineer it in any way, shape or form from there, just stab it. Just get a good toe on the end of that and it's flown in the net.
He's a big unit too, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, but he has the craft and the balance, and a real footballing artist. I say Renegi's partner tonight, 6'5", but he's more of a runner than a climber, really. Gerrard. Johnson was aware that Young was free, but the pass was overhit. I fancy that Young might have been offside anyway.
Yep, those square balls that England are playing across the middle of the park sometimes on an unpredictable surface, you have to be careful. Very easily those can get cut out, or they can be misplaced passes and the opposition are through you. Very similar really what happened with the goal. It's a ball inside from Glenn Johnson to Raheem Sterling. He's unable to resist the challenge and they're countered very quickly.
Eric Hamren's been 3 years in the job. Sweden have only had 4 coaches in the last 20 years, all of them Swedish. Sterling. Some very rugged defending against Raheem Sterling by Martin Olsson. That challenge penalised.
Yep, quite rightly. Olsson had already committed to that challenge, knowing full well he was going to take a slice of Sterling as well.
Osman. It's just behind Cleverley. Larson to Elm. Cut out by Gerrard. Welbeck's offside. Shellstrom. Out by Sterling. Plenty of support here, and he's managed to sweep past Shellstrom, who's gone down injured. This is Raheem Sterling. Now Danny Welbeck. Pull back to Glenn Johnson. Oh, and the touch by Cleverley on the edge of the 6-yard box. There was no flag against him. It was a chance.
He did well, Tom Cleverley. He just gambled. He just put himself in a position where he thinks I might get on the end of it. You'll see him make the move there, and having got there, he's got to put that in.
Caught Isaacson, by the way. He's still down, the keeper.
Good work from Danny Welbeck, holds it up. Good, excellent run from Glenn Johnson, who decides to take the shot, and Tom Cleverley does everything right. Just gambles, just steps into the hole, just make a bit more contact, and England are back in it.
Need to go for England. He had a couple of chances against Ukraine at Wembley earlier in the season, hit the outside of a post, but he's in an advanced position there where opportunities are going to come his way.
The shot did come at him pretty quick. I mean, it was a full-blooded attempt from Glenn Johnson, but he should still score that.
He's none the worse for wear.
It was better from England, Clive, in the sense of once they got the other side of the Swedish midfield, good run from Danny Welbeck, good support play from Glenn Johnson, and they've got numbers in the box. Roy Hodgson needs to see a bit more of that. At the moment, the tempo of the game when England are in possession, I think, is a bit slow, and it allows the yellow shirts to filter back, and you've got two very solid banks of four to try and get through, and it's not easy.
No free kick. Larson in towards Renegi. And he got to the front of the queue for a good cross from Seb Larson, but just couldn't quite direct it in.
And Gary Cahill just does enough, just about. As Renegi, as you say, has them long legs, he stretches for that, and he nearly makes enough contact to give Joe Hart something to think about.
Playing for Udinese in Italy. Been in and out, on and off the bench. Still won so far in Italy. Cleverly. Escaping Larson, finding Baines. Too close to the keeper. Ibrahimovic with the flick on, but time for Baines. Played in fits and starts so far. Behind to a Zlatan Ibrahimovic goal after 20 minutes. Kacaniklic. Shellstrom. Into Larson. Baines going every inch of the way with him, but not dispossessing him. Renegi. Kacaniklic. Martin Olsen is forward. Ibrahimovic. Glimpse of goal for Fulham's Alex Kacaniklic.
Decent play from Seb Larson, made a good run from the right side and held the ball up, kept it, and then allowed others to come and join in. Ibrahimovic in the end with the shot from some distance.
It's his first start for his country tonight. Welbeck doing really well. Sterling. Cleverly had made a great run into space to Young's left, but he couldn't quite climb high enough. Polka did, though. Strong against Renegi there. Osman winning it. Now Young. Here's Sterling. Has got a problem called Ibrahimovic here. Sweden got a throw.
First touch wasn't quite good enough. And credit Ibrahimovic is all over him like a rash there, trying to force the error.
Kacaniklic. Oh, and they got in a real tangle. Hartston particularly well. Ibrahimovic though. Renegi might just have sat up, but it was a clear chance for Mateusz Renegi of England's, a problem of England's making.
That's sloppy. That really is sloppy there. I think when Gary Cahill's underneath that, I think he's got to deal with it. Just ducking out the way of that, whether Joe Hart's calling for it or not. In the first minute, he did exactly the same and just thought, look, I'm going to argue about it after. I'll deal with it. That one, he tries to duck out the way, and Renegi should score. That's sloppy from England.
Sensational save by Hart in the midst of all that. not started as an attacking unit yet, England.
Nothing really going forward. A little skirmish here or there, but it's been pretty low-key from England so far.
It's one of those nights when the substitutes might be licking at their lips at the impact they could make in the second half. England are bound to use all 6 permitted. Ibrahimovic. That was too much of Renegi. It's entirely between Corker and Baines. Ibrahimovic to Renegi, surrounded. Sterling, that's cleverly played round the corner for Johnson. Space for Young. Ashley Young. It's deflected behind by Grandfist for an England corner.
That's better, a little bit more intent. As soon as Ashley Young picked that ball up, he's stepping over, he's trying to commit Lustig and just wants to deliver something in the box.
Young with a corner. Put away by Renegi as far as Gerrard. Oh, there's a chance, Cahill, but it's offside. Flag was up quickly.
Yeah. Steven Gerrard does well, actually. I think as that ball's coming to him, he might be thinking, if I can have a touch and get a shot. In the end, it sits up. He can just just help it back into the pot there. That's very tight. Danny Welbeck's certainly offside. Gary Cahill's close.
Sweden made a successful start to World Cup qualifying. Successful of a little fraught. Both Kazakhstan and the Faroe Islands gave them alarms. Sweden trailed in the Faroes with 25 minutes to go, but they won both of those games, and they came from 4 down in Berlin last month. Take that miracle point off Germany. Sterling's a fabulous pass for Young. Ashley Young crossed in towards Welbeck. That's a terrific equaliser for England. Snapped up by Danny Welbeck from a searching cross from Ashley Young after a tremendous pass from Raheem Sterling. Praise for all 3. England on terms with 10 minutes of the half remaining.
That's better all round, isn't it? As you say, excellent ball out from Sterling. Once again, better play from Ashley Young. It's a brilliant cross. It's such a great ball in. Danny Welbeck, as soon as he recognises Ashley Young's picking it up, he knows he just wants to try and find a yard. Now, give me something to attack, and it's absolutely perfect. Delivered on a sixpence, and he can't miss that. That's a really well-worked goal all round from England.
Danny Welbeck scored 4 times this season, and 3 of those goals have been for England. The only surprise is that he didn't backheel it in. A fabulous winner against Sweden in Kiev in the summer. Offside here, Ibrahimovic.
Just better all round though, Clive. Just a bit of care. The initial pass from Sterling out to Ashley Young was a good one. And just being a bit more positive, just a bit more life in it all round. It's the offside decision there. Ibrahimovic just a yard. That's where England have got to keep it at now.
He scored 5 times in total now for Roy Hodgson's England. Looking for a free kick there. Jonas Olsen away. Renegi. Hauled to the ground by Gary Cahill. Strong arm stuff from the Chelsea man. Martin Olsen. Cahill taking responsibility this time. Kacaniklic losing out. Osman, good pass to Sterling. England starting to find a little bit of rhythm and fluency. Raheem Sterling bundled over by Martin Olsen. Free kick England.
The referee should have a word with Martin Olsen as well. It's 2 or 3 times there. Raheem Sterling's got the other side after a really smart little ball from Leon Osman. It's a nothing challenge for me, that one from Olsen, and I think the referee should warn him, should say to him, any more of them, it's a yellow card.
He was born in Jamaica. He's one of 4 players in this England squad who have dual nationalities, whose international futures are not officially settled. I know Roy Hodgson is confident all 4 will opt for England. He's made it pretty clear, and he wants to know. Should be a pride in the shirt. Gerrard with the free kick. And it's bundled in, and Stephen Corker has got a debut goal for England, who lead now in Stockholm.
Amazing turnaround.
20 years of age, Stephen Corker of Tottenham Hotspur scored against the English champions at the weekend and now marks his international debut with a goal. Another good delivery, isn't it? It's another really interesting, inviting ball from Steven Gerrard. Difficult one for the goalkeeper. Should he be coming to get out? I don't think he can. And again, Corker just takes a chance. He just thinks, if I can find a little bit of space and just throw myself at it, who knows? And he gets himself a goal. Well done, sir.
2 goals in 3 minutes from Danny Welbeck, 21 years of age, and Stephen Corker, 20 years of age. And England have come from behind. It's just been indicative of an improvement in their play in the last 10 minutes or so. Renegi here had a good chance at 1-0. Shellstrom with the forward run here, Osman tracking him.
I just think England have got it further forward, Clive, and then play from there, and that's sensible on a tricky surface. Just seeing that, the flight on that is perfect, isn't it, from Gerrard? It's a big swoosh from Gronqvist. He misses it completely. Big air shot, and Stephen Corker keeps his eye on it and just forces it home, bundles it home.
Score with a thumping header against Manchester City on Sunday. And that time slid it in from another devilish set-piece delivery from Steven Gerrard. It really is a speciality of his. Sterling. Cleverly to Gerrard. Couldn't quite get enough swing on that one for Welbeck. Larson. Ibrahimovic just chested that down under pressure from Cahill. Kacaniklic. Ibrahimovic! And they don't want to give him another chance like that. It was actually very good defending by Corker, who did enough. It's a corner.
The original control, you're right, was fabulous from Ibrahimovic. And Kacaniklic picks it up and just knocks it back. It's a difficult one to hit that with your right foot like that, letting that come across your body. Just enough connection, wasn't it, from Corker to divert it over the bar. Maybe one for your left foot to just swing it a bit.
Sebastian Larsson with the corner. Don't think Hart got a touch. Goal kick given.
It's like he was trying to get something on that, wasn't he, Joe Hart? Never really getting there.
Well left, keeper. Johnson. Sterling into the path of Welbeck. Throw-in has gone Sweden's way. The evening started with 2 verses of our national anthem. There's another. Ibrahimovic. Shellstrom. It's a good ball that in towards Renegi, and well defended again by Cole Cruz, having a good 5 minutes.
Yep, Leighton Baines looking at the linesman there. I think he felt that the run from Renegi may have just been offside. Flag didn't go up, stayed down.
Swedish throw. Gerard beating Ibrahimovic to the punch. Jonas Olsen. He's found Renegi. Martin Olsen. Well seen by Welbeck. Gerard to Sterling. Just couldn't get it between the legs of El. Good work by Sterling. Martin Olsen managed to get beyond him. England was sure it was out. Sweden have a free kick.
Yep. And Johnson was actually appealing. He felt, I think, the ball had gone out of play. Not so sure. See better here, but that's the little push with his left arm, and he concedes the free kick. And Seb Larsson's decent at this, whipping balls into dangerous areas as well. So England need to be on their guard here.
Both of the Swedish centre-backs are forward. In fact, Lustig's up there too, three of the back four. Larsson in towards Renegi. Well defended.
Was well defended, quite excellent whip on that delivery from Seb Larsson. Renegi not quite able to just any sort of little flick on that. Would have been dangerous.
Olsen chipped nicely into the path of Sterling. Here's Young. Swept towards Welbeck. Lustig with his head to the ball. And Grandfist turned it out for a throw-in.
Good play, Raheem Sterling once more. And he's picked it up and run beyond the Swedish midfield. He's picked a sensible option and a good pass. And once again there, England a chance to counter.
Cleverly. Gerard. Why ever not? The night deserves something special from Steven Gerrard. I suppose there's a chance that he might be one of the players substituted at half-time. Jack Wilshere and Wilfried Zaha among the more interesting England options from the bench. It's going to be the one added minute here.
Strange 45 minutes in many ways. Said low-key at times, passing, unfortunately, as Danny Welbeck has just done there, had been ordinary, but England deserve credit for being behind and finding a way back.
Lustig. Larsson. Grandfist. Managed to elude cleverly and find Rasmus Elm. Now Mateusz Renegi, but the ball eluded him. Well, England took some time to find their feet on a surface which even the most talented feet have found a challenge. They fell behind to the very talented feet of Zlatan Ibrahimovic after 20 minutes, but England have made themselves at home since then. And Danny Welbeck with a very snappy finish, and Stephen Colker on his debut will score the 2 goals that have enabled England to come from behind. We'll be hearing from the 3 wise men, well, 4 with Adrian, in just a moment. And at half-time in Stockholm, it's Sweden 1, England 2. Don't go away.